Chris, what is our first main topic today?
Our first topic comes from Darryl Meyers Drew. It looks like the Axe of Zaslav cuts so deep, it even transcends time and space.
Oh, wow.
Not only is the guy shutting down and killing underperforming and bad projects, he's also holding execs accountable for past mistakes at the company. Just read that he grilled movie execs at WB over Clint Eastwood's El Macho, since it was obvious that the movie would lose money. Of course, this is Cry Macho. Do you think that was harsh of him?
All right. Thanks for saying that in. And yes, of course, we've talked a lot about it, but the Axe of Zaslav has fallen hard and swiftly. One of the first things to go was CNN Plus, which they had spent untold millions of dollars to launch. And it was up for less than a month. And the Axe of Zaslav fell, which was a great idea because that was just a bad idea in the first place. Then, of course, we saw projects start to get culled and swept away. TV shows being canceled left, right, and center. Of course, most predominantly, we had the Wonder Twins movie that they had just announced the cast.
Oh.
Done. Dead. You're done. Get out of here.
I felt for that cast.
Oh, yeah. I mean, he's like,
man.
we're going to be in the superhero movies. It's like, well, you know what? Zaslav probably did them a favor.
Yeah,
because
that's
it
true.
was the Wonder Twins. Then on top of the other 6 or 7 shows they canceled just yesterday, we talked about, they've Riverdale's been told you're not going anywhere past 7 seasons. So that's now done too. But you're right. Stepping in to take over a company, Zaslav needs to address everything that has happened before as well to identify problem patterns, things that have happened before to make sure they do not continue to be patterns under his new regime. And that includes why did movies that were clearly and obviously never going to make money get greenlit in the first place? This comes to us from the good folks over at the New York Post who wrote the following. Cry Macho grossed a little more than $15.5 million worldwide, despite a reported budget of $33 million. During the meeting, studio heads acknowledged that they doubted whether Cry Macho would be profitable. Zaslav is then reported to have asked why the film was made if the executives knew it would be a flop. The studio's bosses are said to have replied to Zaslav that they felt indebted to Eastwood because of the string of hits that he has delivered over his 50-year career with the studio. But Zaslav was unimpressed. According to the Journal, he told his underlings that they didn't owe favors to anyone. Zaslav then reportedly quoted a famous line from the 1996, Tom Cruise movie, yes, but also the John Campea Show. It's not show friends, it's show business, he told them. And that is coming us from the folks at the New York Post. All right. This makes me love this guy even more.
Mm-hmm.
You guys know I have been ridiculously excited about David Zaslav coming in to take over this thing and all that kind of stuff. The fact that he is uninhibited in identifying a problem and attacking it directly. And don't mince words. David is there to be the boss and to make the company successful. He is not there to make friends. And I love that because there would be a train of thought that says you're walking in, you've now got all these new employees, go in and, ingratiate yourself to them and all that kind of stuff. No, he walks in and says, look, we have a business to run. We have consumers and an audience and a fandom that we owe to make sure we deliver good product, but successful product at the same time. You guys put out this movie the other year. It clearly wasn't going to make money. Why? Explain to me why. And if the answer doesn't satisfy me, beware the Axe of Zaslav, because you could be finding yourself on the sidewalk by noon. And listen, I know that's not what people want to hear today. Today, everybody wants to be pampered. Everybody wants to be cuddled. Everybody wants bosses that just come in and bring in fluffy big beanbag chairs for you to sit on and enjoy yourself and, feed you grapes while you sit and relax with the masseuse behind you that the company paid for. Everybody wants
That's how it is at the John Campea Show,
I
but that's
know, but
not how it is at Warner Brothers.
That's right, damn it, because we're special.
Usually that's just a tactic to not pay you. That's what people did at my old job.
Oh,
there was a masseuse that you could book. And there was a great snack room, but they did not pay us well at all to try to get us all to just be happy and take the really low
take
paycheck.
the fringe benefits. Yeah, I can't pay my rent with fringe benefits. Yeah. So I listen, I hear this and I'm reading a bunch of people responding to it saying, well, man, like that sounds like it'd be, I don't know if I'd want to work for a boss like that. That's always the type of boss I always look to work with. I love work because the expectations are clear. Mm-hmm. You know that the the demands that the boss is putting on you for excellence and everything, he's putting that on himself and on the entire organization. And you feel like you're on a ship that's going in the right direction. And I'll tell you what, I think the big question is not why did David Zaslav walk in there and ask for accountability for why on earth did we all out of nowhere lose $30 million for nothing? The question is, why were the bosses before him not asking that question? You want to know why Warner Brothers was a mess? David Zaslav is starting to bring to the surface why so many things were a mess. Anyway, Aaron, you've heard about this. I mean, being involved in different movies and TV shows and projects, you've walked into environments with a lot of different head people. Mm-hmm. But have you seen stuff like this before? And what do you think of what David Zaslav did here?
Well, yeah, I mean, I think that it's also commonplace for someone to come in and want to create their own world. I mean, I remember I did a series for ABC. It was my first series, and it was greenlit by the previous head of ABC. And halfway through our season, that person was replaced with a new head of ABC. And then all of a sudden, all the ads for our show stopped airing. All of the billboards for our show came down, and I was like, yeah, we're going to get canceled because this does not fit it was a gritty drama that, was a bit ahead of its time, in my opinion. And this does not fit the world that he wants to create for the next few years of ABC. And I was right. And that's exactly what happened. So this is not a surprise. It also, I love the fact that he's not just saying, hey, I want to create my own thing here. But he's saying, no. Let's do a forensic accounting of what went wrong. Why are our numbers the way that they are? So I'm not just going to create a whole new slate moving forward. I'm actually going to look at what worked and what didn't work. We're going to throw out what didn't, and we're going to keep what did. And as far as Cry Macho, do you remember the, quote, trailer that they showed for that at CinemaCon 2 years ago that you and I saw? No, it wasn't this year. It was the previous year.
I remember the trailer. I don't know if I can remember the CinemaCon one, though.
Yeah, I remember the CinemaCon one, and I was like, this movie is garbage, and they know it. And the reason why I knew that was because...
Now I remember. Yes, I know what you're going to say.
Because the entire trailer was not a trailer for the movie at all. It was like 30 seconds of clips of the movie, which showed a 91-year-old Clint Eastwood making out with his 52-year-old co-star. And I'm sorry, I love Clint Eastwood. And yes, he is an icon and a titan in this industry. But I don't want to see a 40-year age difference making out on screen. I just didn't. It was to use a word that the chat loves so much. It was cringe.
But here's the other thing. I didn't think you were going to say that.
But the next part of it was the fact that the entire trailer was just a montage of Clint's entire history as a director and as a writer. It was a Clint Eastwood love fest, which I appreciate.
It was a circle jerk.
It was 100% a circle jerk. And I said to you afterwards, I said, if they believed in this movie, they would have shown more of the movie and not just clips of all the previous things that Clint Eastwood has done. They clearly know that this movie is not great, and they're hoping that just the name Clint Eastwood will bring interest into the movie. And clearly it didn't. They knew it at the time, and they're not in the business of stroking egos for people at the cost of $33 million. And there are other ways to acknowledge Clint Eastwood's innumerable contributions to the studio and to our industry without spending $33 million. Hell, spend $2 million and erect a statue of him in the middle of the studio. You don't have to spend $33 million to honor someone by just giving them a puff piece that's going to be probably the last film that they're known for.
And the thing is, everybody could tell, because when they run that spot, and it was 3 to 4 to 5 minutes of just all these people at the studio going, Clint Eastwood is an icon. Clint Eastwood has done this, and we get it, but you're not showing us the movie.
Yeah.
So, and I didn't hate the movie. I honestly didn't hate the movie, but everybody could tell this movie was not going to make money. And one of the big shames is not just that Warner Brothers lost $33 million. It's that's $33 million that another project maybe could have got and maybe made the company money. Anyway, Chris, you hear about this. What do you think?
Yeah. Well, I mean, the big thing with Cry Macho for me was I don't remember any marketing except for posters of an angry Clint Eastwood face.
Right.
That's it. I'm glad you enjoyed
Which
it.
will sell it for some people.
Yeah, and it very much had that vibe.
Yeah.
I'm glad you didn't hate the movie. Ashton in the chat here said the chicken was the best actor in it. So, I mean, high praise, Ashton. High praise. You got to know when to hold them, know when to fold them. And that's what Zaslav's doing here. And I know some people might think this is being cutthroat, right? It's not. It's him being a smart businessman, going through, seeing what didn't work, because that's the only way you can move forward is learning from your past mistakes, right? My dad has a great, great question that I use all the time where it's, tell me how this is fair and reasonable. I would like you to explain to me how this is both fair and reasonable, that we move forward with this. And it's the best thing because you get to then have someone explain to you how something isn't fair and reasonable or shouldn't get funding and shouldn't be greenlit. And I think that's what we're seeing here is, no. Tell me what idea lost out to this one. Why are we doing these kinds of mistakes? And it's the only way they're going to get better. And I think it's a smart move. And I think it does say a lot that even icons can fail and we should make note of that and learn from it.
All right, guys, the question is for you. What do you think about this? David Zaslav, the new boss of Warner Brothers, is going through and chastising the executives there for past mistakes to try to make sure they don't get repeated moving forward. Maybe you think it's a little bit too harsh. Maybe you think he's been a little bit too harsh ever since he took over. Whatever you guys think, jump down in the comment section below and leave your thoughts there. Guys, we want to take a minute and thank the sponsor of this video, ExpressVPN. Now, you guys have all already heard about ExpressVPN. I've talked about it a number of times in my videos. It's the best way to protect your privacy online and to give you that security online that we all need. And there's another practical reason why viewers of this show love using ExpressVPN. Take Netflix, for example. You see, thousands of shows on Netflix are only available outside of the US, so you need to change your country if you want to access them, and ExpressVPN lets you do just that. Because what the ExpressVPN app does is it encrypts your data and reroutes it through server locations of your choice. This not only protects your data, but it also lets you control which country you want Netflix to think that you're in. ExpressVPN lets you choose from over 90 different countries, so every time you run out of stuff to watch, you can just fire up the app on your laptop or smart TV, switch your country, and hit connect. And once you refresh your page, you'll get a brand new selection of shows. It's just that simple. And those reasons and many more is why ExpressVPN is the #1 rated VPN provider by publishers like TechRadar and The Verge. So guys, visit expressvpn.com/Campea right now and get 3 extra months of their service for free. That's expressvpn.com/Campea. Go to expressvpn.com/Campea to learn more.